Good morning, we're here today to show you how to install and assemble a tray to be fitted to Hilux Revo. When you get your tray, it'll come with a big bundle of pieces like this and a number of other bundles of spare parts, mudguards, lights, etc. So what we need to do, the first thing, is we need to take these mounts here. We'll just cut this open. There we go. We'll just unwrap these. So these brackets here are to mount the headboard, pipe headboard. These trays come standard with a pipe headboard and a pipe as a rear rack as an option. But we will just show you here. This is the mounting bracket for the to put the headboard. Okay, so we take this one. This one here is for the right hand side. We'll undo the bolts. They come with a nice Allen key headed bolt with a nylock nut. We use nylock nuts exclusively for all of our nuts and bolts, with all of our bolts on these trays. With a nylock nut, you can't get into any trouble. Once you do it up, it's done up, it's fixed, can't come undone. Okay, do you want to come in a bit closer for this? So we take we undo all the bolts off the mounting bracket. It comes with 3 8mm, lovely little dome-headed bolts, all pre-drilled. Put one in there. We put the nut on it. Put the other 2 in the same way. Don't have to do them up tight. Just put them in place and just put the nuts on. That's all you need to do at this stage. Okay, there's the 3. Okay, now we've got the 2 headboard pipe mounting brackets in place, not tightened up, just the bolts are in there with the nuts on. They're quite loose. We've brought the pipe headboard across. My assistant over here will give me a hand. We'll lift this up. We place that into the thing. We allow it to slide down evenly. Okay, and it should be able to sit on a bolt there. That's it. Now, what we have to do now is we need to drill some holes. So we'll get the drill and we'll drill some holes. Okay, so we just need a socket. Okay. And we've drilled some 10mm diameter holes, and we've put a couple of the dome-headed, Allen key headed things. So what we will do is we'll go to this one here. We'll put the bolt in through here and then tighten up the Allen key so that we have this bolted into place. So we'll do this one on this side so you can see the Allen key action. Now when you've done up the two top bolts, what it does is it pulls the headboard, pipe headboard in so it's a nice, neat, clean looking fit. We then take our spanner and we do up the bottom 2 from underneath. Because it's difficult to get the nut in, we put the big hole there, okay? So we'll put this up in here. Okay, so that's our pipe headboard in place, nice and solid. Now all we need to do is do up the 3 little ones here on each side, and the headboard is mounted in place, and then we'll put the 2 headboard upright brackets in here. Now all we need to do is tighten up the 3 smaller bolts that we put down that bolt the headboard upright to the headboard upright mounting bracket. Once you do the nylock nut up, it's not going to come undone. So that's those 3 done. That's all bolted nice and tightly. Okay. Okay, we've unwrapped the headboard uprights. They come with a little bracket on top which fits onto the pipe headboard. So what we do is we put it in through there like that. We've taken all the nuts and bolts out. Put that into there like that. We'll put a nut on it just to hold it in place. Put the other one in the bottom just to hold it in place. Okay, now these have been pre-drilled, so hopefully they should all be square. It should all be square. And goes through there. And put the nut on. You might just have to slip the nut down in there and then tighten it up. Put into there. I don't know whether this will fit. But yep. One in place. We'll drill a hole on this side here and put a screw to hold that in place. Okay. Okay. Okay, we've fitted the pipe headboard to the tray. Now we're going to go through the mounting procedure of the tray mounting brackets on the chassis of the Hilux Revo. We've laid out here the 4 mounting brackets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, front, second from the front, third and last one. I've also laid out here a series of nuts and bolts and washers. Once again, we've laid out 12mm bolts, 12mm nylock nuts, so we don't have any problem or need for flat washers and spring washers. They can't fall off, nylock's the way to go. We've also laid out some nice thick 4mm thick or 3mm thick body washers to go underneath the mounting plates on the vehicle. We've also got here some spacers and some flat washers which we might use. We might not, but we have them there just in case. Okay, let's go and we'll put the first mounting bracket on the vehicle now. Okay, put this one. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It can go this way or it can go this way. We'll put it this way. That looks good to me. Okay, we pick up 1 nut and bolt and 1 flat washer. Bolt goes through, heavy flat washer underneath with a nylock nut. Can someone unwrap the next mount? Can we get someone to unwrap the next mount so we can do it? We'll stand around a little. We've bolted the 4 mounts onto the vehicle, as you can see, and I did a little bit of a check just to make sure, because the vehicle's not brand new, so the chassis could be a little bit bent or out of shape. And what we've done is put a couple of small spaces under the back mount just to bring it up. What we'll do now is we'll bring the tray around, we'll sit the tray on the vehicle, and then we'll stand over there 10 or 15 metres and we will look at the side of the vehicle to make sure the line in the tray and the line in the vehicle is the same. Can we bring the tray around now? Okay, we're just going to pick the tray up and move it forward and put it on the vehicle away from the trolley that we've had it on. Okay, across to you. As I mentioned earlier, we put a couple of little spaces under the back. We actually had to take one of those spaces out so that the tray is now flat. And if we go to the side view, you'll see that the line through the side combing here and the line on the side of the door of the car is pretty well much in line, which means that the tray will look like this when it's sitting on the vehicle, not like this or like this. Okay, so we'll now get the drop sides and we'll unpack the drop sides and we'll fit the drop sides to the tray, just so we can see how it looks, and then we can drill the holes underneath and fix it underneath, fix the bolts on. Okay, let's move. Let's get some bolts and do it up. Cheers. Okay, if you're lucky enough to have one of these and it's adjustable level, what you can do is you can check. There's the level. I've adjusted the bubble in the middle here on the adjustable file, so it's just touching one end of the line. The bubble's just touching one line on one end, and then we put it through onto the side sill of the vehicle, and we look and we see it's just touching one end of the line. That means that the tray and the car are at the same level, and it doesn't matter what the ground is doing. If the car's uphill or downhill a little bit, it doesn't matter. You're measuring the car, not the ground. It's a very handy little tool. I suggest every tray fitter has one. When we put the tray on the vehicle, we need to space it a certain distance or an approximate distance from the back of the cab. we can't have it too close, but we don't want it too far away. So what my measurement is 2 fingers. If it's 2 fingers away from this headboard upright, that's about right. Talking in metric terms, about 30 or 40 millimetres is fine. Okay, in your tray kit there will be a mudguard set. You will have 4 mudguards like this pressed. They're all the same, holes in the bottom for the back ones and the front ones, but we attach the mud flaps for the back ones. And there will be some little brackets, left and right hand set of brackets. There will be a couple of carry-boy mud flaps, a couple of little plates to go on the inside of the mud flaps, and a series of nuts and bolts. And what we do with these brackets, there's left and right hand. We put the bracket so it's mounted on the inside of the mudguard like this. As I was mentioning, we make sure that these brackets are going on the inside of the mudguard, because the holes that are drilled underneath the tray to line up with these holes here in the 2 brackets. So what we do is we put a couple of bolts in each side, nuts on the inside, the mud flap, put the mud flap on the inside. Once again the holes line up, so that makes life easy.
ให้จอดูซิว่าเป็นใบอะไรวะจอนลองเกี่ยวดู
And I gave Mr. A 6.5 millimetre drill, and I said they should all be 6.5. Okay, for the positioning of the rear ladder rack mounting bracket plate, we need to drill 2 holes. So we drill 2 holes, 245 millimetres from the rear combing. We use the spacing here to determine the space apart. Put the foot in, mark it. We put the foot in. We mark the distance here apart for the holes. Same at the back. Then we can just move it out the road and he can drill 2 holes through here. It will go through the foot underneath as well, the foot on the bottom of the plank. Okay, we can drill. Okay, we look under. Okay, we'll just put this one back in place. So it's over the holes like that, which is what it is. Okay. And we can just mark the rear ones here. Okay. Move this forward. You can drill 2 holes here. Just drill a lead hole to start. It means it's easier to get the hole in a more accurate position if you drill a small hole first. Okay, now he can drill with the 10mm drill, and he'll drill just the 2 back ones with the 10mm. Okay. The reason that we're drilling this away from the rear a little bit is because the tailgate of the tray comes up into here, and we need to be able to clear the tailgate of the tray on the back part of the mount. Okay, so we put in 2 10mm bolts or 8mm bolts. Why does it not go? Here, poke the drill. Just poke the drill. Okay. Okay. Poke the drill just again. Okay. Now underneath we have a small plate. Have a plate, and we have 2 nuts. He has 2 nuts. Okay, let's put them under. Yep. Strong. Okay. Okay. We're using 50mm bolts at the front because they go through the plate and the floor, 25mm thick floor. Okay. So I'll just put nuts underneath.
ได้90 บาท
Okay.
โอ้โนโอเคขยับมานี่โฟกอยู่อย่างนี้เนี่ยนี่ก็เอายังโอ้อยู่ติดปากห้อง
โอเคโอเค
ลงมา
This one?
จุ๊บตัวนี้อะไรอันนี้ร้อนให้ดูดินี่ไม่ติดดูดิรีบกลับไปไหนอ่ะที่มาอะไรในห้องนี่นี่ที่ยางห้องเนี่ยหรอไปไหนอ่ะบอก
ไปเลย
แล้วไฟสีขาวอ่ะ
ปิดเช็คไฟถอยปิด
เป็นเขามาใส่อ่ะไปใส่เนี่ยเพราะว่า
ไม่มีสบายขยับกินบอกนะว่ารถเราจะขายแล้วไม่ต้องใช้หรอก
Hi, we're here now just to show you how to do the drop side installation. The drop sides will come with 2 sides and 1 tailgate. They're very well packed so to avoid any damage. Now on the tray you will see on each side there's a pin, a linch pin and a cap, and there's one on the rear as well. What I suggest you do is you take the linch pin out, take the cap out and put the linch pin back into the cap so that when you go to pick it up later, it goes here. The one for the back is there, the one for the other side is there. The first thing we will do is we pick up the right hand side drop side, which is this one here. Now these drop sides are reasonably solid. They're a box section, so they don't twist and they don't bend. Okay, now the front pin here This pin here is longer than the other two. So this one you've got to make sure that the hinge goes on first. Okay, so we put the hinge onto the front one. It's just on, and then we address the rear one and the back one, if I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now we're right. Okay, that's the back one and the front. The three of them, they slide on. You can put that up, push it up, lock it off, take the end cap with the pin, remove the linch pin, making sure that you're going to put it back on the way you took it off. Push that on there, locate the hole, and there is locked in place. Okay, now we'll do the same on the other side. We've already taken the cap with the linch pin. I've put the linch pin back in the way it came off the hinge pin. We pick this one up. Okay. Because there's three hinges, it does make it a little bit tricky sometimes to get the one. Push it up, shut it off. Once again, we remove the linch pin from the end cap, keeping the hole that you've put in on that side. Push it on there, line up the holes, push the linch pin in, click it over, is done. And then the last one we need to do is the tailgate. Tailgate's about a third easier because there's only two hinges. So we take the long side once again, get the short one lined up, there it is. What's going on here? That's bloody awful. Pin. Okay, done. Okay, we're just going to fit the rear window protector. As you can see here, what we do is we hold it up and address it at a height that's about even and get some sort of spacer. It just so happens that this tape measure is the ideal spacer in this case. It's about the same from top to bottom. We then mark through the holes here. We've cheated a little bit because we've marked and drilled it already. But we mark through the holes, take it away, drill the 4 holes, and then there's a bolt, a spacer, and a nut. So we take this up, we've drilled the holes, lined it all up, put the 4 bolts through, get the nuts, they're easy to address from the back, and there's the Carry Boy rear window protector installed in place, and it looks pretty smart.